Hello, I'm Maria Green, and welcome to this micro workshop about ugly is okay. I like to paint and I do some art journaling. As you can see, this journal has evolved from all kinds of just wild spreads to abstracts, where I was trying to tone down my color scheme. And what it's all about is to take the moment without any plans and to just start feeling which color that I would like to put down, and not having any plans of where it's going, how thick it's going to be, and how much of the page, not worrying about how to combine the page. And there's actually some message that evolves out of the process, and it can usually be seen at the end. So it is kind of connecting with the pure energy and like who you are inside your subconscious when you don't try to force any kind of art to happen. And on the previous page that I began with to show you, I had written this: I have so many expectations of myself, judging every brush stroke I make and judging colors and shapes. When is it okay to just create mindlessly and know that what comes from my brush or pen is something that was created in the moment that is gone in a flash? Don't we always say what children make because there is a moment of delight and innocence and vibrancy? So we still have that vibrancy within, and when we allow ourselves to just be and create, and allowing the feelings that come up along the way, we go back to that point of being a child without expectations. So actually making this, I went from feeling to feeling. Here I was feeling quite a bit of frustration and just resistance toward this ugly, just colors. I mean, the colors are not ugly, but this feeling of the art not going anywhere. I've gone through so many frustrating pages. In the past, I started art journaling probably in 2011. And I look at my art journals, and they're basically filled with ugly art. But I've taken a lot of different classes and courses online and learned a lot of techniques, and they come in handy, and I know how to make pretty spreads, faces and animals, and you feel good about knowing that you can do it. And it's all about really trusting that you're capable of creating anything. I mean, we learn from the techniques, but your true energy and vibrancy comes from within. And that is the true source and strength of the art that we create. So I had written here at the corner, this is the prison of my own making. So I had made this black lines that were like barbed wire or something. And then there's a house in the corner, and I drew that arrow toward the house. And I just felt frustrated again. So those are feelings that have to be overcome, and the only way to do that is to continue, to be determined to finish the pages, the project, and not worry about the outcome at all. So I saw some jagged lines. I seem to be into shapes that are jagged, also squares and circles. They seem to come up a lot. And here I'm painting over, it's almost like some kind of nature background. But they don't need to have a name. and it's the page will evolve, will always evolve if we allow it to come out. It's hard to explain, but I find myself often stop in disgust and saying this is just not going anywhere, and it's ugly, and it's not something worth saving. So I can't tell you how many times I've just put down my art journal after I have finished some ugly spreads and going back in the art journals and seeing, well, how could I paint that? But you honor the process, and that's where the whole transformation lies. People admire, the photo, like faces and portraits and animals and nature scenes that people have learned the technique to make things so perfect. And I took a course in that thinking it would be very difficult, but it turns out it's more of a technical situation to learn how to paint photo-like portraits. And people, if you look on Facebook, they get so many likes, and often abstracts and other typically, as we call, ugly, spontaneous art might not get the attention that photo-like art does. I'm not against that, but and it is amazing how well some people can draw. But if you look at, it doesn't give you the energy of something original. But it's a good, everything I have tried and learned over the years since I really got serious about my art in 2003. I have learned so many different techniques. They come in and show up in art that I do today. Even here you will see later that some things are definitely affected by techniques I have learned. But if you come from within, everything can be used in a way that is wholesome, and that comes from your deepest part. The one thing I can say about this spread so far, it's a testament to happiness. Despite my frustration, I was used to, or I use vibrant colors, and to me that is happiness. I'm not saying that you can't be happy and use dark colors, but it makes me cheerful to use bright colors. You can see I have a mix of acrylic paints and permanent markers. The permanent markers don't bleed, but at the same time, I mean, there are no rules. So if you want paint to bleed, then do that. Every moment is a choice. And like there I saw a leaf in my mind, so I painted a leaf. Leaf seems to show up in my art quite a bit too. Now this would be from techniques I have learned that I talked about earlier, just to do little scalloped edges and stylized flowers. And here I'm using some paper out of a paper bag. I felt like putting something in the middle, and that's what the idea was. Put some text, paper with text on it in the middle. So there are no rules here for about anything you can use. Mixed media. Of course, your intuitive art will not look anything like mine, but this is just to show you how it evolves. I also like dots. I use a lot of dots in my art. So all the colors are random. They have just, I look at the page and I feel it. What does it want? Which color does it want? What little details does it want? And I could work on a tiny detail like that, like I just did for a while, because it doesn't feel like right, or doesn't look right. And then I can change that. Here I had no idea what to put on the other page, but pink seemed to be the color of the day. It actually took some courage to make this video, because you express and show your deeper self. And to me, that is really what art is all about. To express, it's like dreaming. How do you explain the dream? How do you explain the art that comes from the deepest part of yourself? I've always been fascinated by the inner self, to discover more of the being that I am. There's so many levels. Here I'm using also some permanent marker, feeling that that leaf should be yellow. The painted some orange there, doesn't show up very well. I was feeling very frustrated here. I often feel that the art is pointless. But isn't that what raw art is? There's no goal, and children paint that way. They might have an idea, but they don't, they just start somewhere. More scalloped edges. That's definitely from some techniques in the past. Well, I like scalloped edges. And some black dots. Painting a painting is in the same process can be even more frustrating because you have more expectations from a painting than you do with a journal spread. Journal spread, I accept that it is a way to explore different techniques and ways, and it doesn't matter that it is ugly. But when I paint a painting in a large canvas, I think, well, that's gotta be better than that. Here I wrote, it's frustrating to be simple and not have expectations. So just follow through. That's all you can do. You put up against a wall. Either you quit or you follow through. So I like some purple leaves. So I painted over some of the text, and that's okay. Found myself painting a lot of X's and dots. And the painting can give a message in the moment. Here I wrote the word trust and process is okay. I have to remind myself that it's okay all along the way, even while feeling disgusted with the whole thing. And here I saw this circle and it became an XO, the kiss, hugs and kisses. But I wanted to make a watch, so I put in a clock face. I'm using a Uniball Signo pen. It's not permanent, but it writes over just about anything. Here I made the strap and the closure. So it was like a hugs and kisses from the universe when I saw that. More squares. And X's. It can be a laborious project. I try to finish it though in one sitting so that I can see what the message is, if any, and get more brave. It is about being brave and daring to follow the inner voice and urge to create. Of course, there's no technique needed for this kind of art. It's bravery and art supplies. Here I painted a heart. It's hard to see because it was red, of course. Well, I outlined it in black. And here I wrote, I am okay. For art supplies I used acrylic paints and Neo Colors 2, which is a water-based, water-soluble crayon. And I used paper and black marker, black permanent marker. I decided to add some more text. I like the organic shapes. I'm not using scissors. But again, there's no right or wrong for how to do this. It is more of a challenge than you would think. So here I am getting pretty much done with the spread, and the reason I just feel that it is complete. You get that sense of if I put any more on here, it will be too much. So I feel that you would know. You would definitely know when it's done. There it is. Thanks for watching.